up, y'all? Welcome back.
It's a spooky night.
This is going to be a good one. Scary, but good.
Scary, spooky, but good.
Spooky, but good.
Yeah.
What do we got on the docket?
Well, Slex, vampires, and
zombies. Should we do it at the same time? Ready?
Vampires and zombies. We have been obviously thinking of different ideas, and I've been obsessed with vampires longer than I've been obsessed with mermaids, honestly.
Since yesteryear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Big vamp
Slex
girl.
loves horror films, so zombies are obviously on par with that.
I love anything to do with like creepy crawly fantasy, etc. So it's right up my alley.
Yeah.
And sorry to be rude, because I wanted to bring up comments from the last one. Can we get right into that, actually?
Yeah.
Yeah, before we dive into this very special zombie vampire episode, I had a few corrections from our last one.
Yeah, we were idiots last time, but we've gotten smarter.
Well, first of all, I think we mentioned that coffee comes from the cocoa bean or whatever. Wrong. There's literally...
Cocoa, wrongo.
Cocoa, wrongo. There's literally a coffee plant. Coffee in the form of beans we roast and brew comes from the seeds of the fruit of a coffee plant. That's interesting. Which is primarily grown in the coffee belt around the equator, encompassing regions in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. So there you go. And then we also said, I think we said something like cocoa, like chocolate and cacao are different. Mm-hmm. But actually, no. They're like...
Wrongo.
Yeah. They're spelled differently, and it's really confusing, but cacao refers to the raw, unprocessed seeds or beans of the Theobroma cacao tree, which are the foundation for chocolate and can be consumed in various forms like cacao nibs or cacao powder or cocoa. It's to my knowledge, it's interchangeable, but like cacao, like which Elyse was talking about, did you mention that? You can do like ceremonies and stuff. And then cocoa are derived from the same thing. It's just processed differently, I'm pretty sure.
Doesn't it just make you want to eat a lump of milk chocolate?
Yeah, actually it does.
It actually does.
I rarely eat chocolate these days, so
Yeah.
sometimes I'm just like, gimme. And as we all know, viewers, chocolate is a girl's best friend. But you don't
Not
even
this girl.
you don't even care about chocolate. And last thing, can I please just comment on the kid going blind? Wait,
Well, I'd love you
no,
to.
let me look. It's not letting me. It's
I remember.
blocking it.
It was...
I like miss...
You just didn't say all of the foods he ate. He ate French fries and
sausage, ham,
and white bread.
and Pringles.
Yeah. And then he went blind and deaf.
I don't mean to laugh, but yeah, he was like a 17-year-old kid that lost his vision because of like an absolute deficiency in every nutrient. So I just wanted to touch on that to clear that up.
Thank God I popped out of my eating only noodles phase when I was young. 'Cause
Yeah.
cheesy noodles would have gotten me.
If you were just noodles, you'd be blind as a bat, sweetheart.
Still 2020, so
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
the noodles helped.
Yeah, it was all... that's the way to do it. You start with only buttered noodles for the first 10 years of your life.
Cheese for me.
Oh, cheese noodles.
Butter for Brie.
Butter for Brie.
Think BB.
BB.
CE.
CE.
BB.
Yeah. Either
Yeah.
butter noodles or cheese noodles for the first 7 to 10 years of your life. Then you switch to like healthy vegetables. That's how you do it.
I don't even think I started vegetables till I was...
Well, you slammed bacon for years too, ain't?
Yeah. When did I have my first salad? It was a long time into this life.
Now she's like the healthiest little gremlin.
I love a salad.
Loves a salad.
All I'm allowed to
But
eat.
fun fact, she has a rule where if she eats one salad in a day, she prefers not to have a second salad. She has a one salad rule.
Yeah.
Now, granted, don't think that her second meal or third meal will be unhealthy. It's just not going to be a salad.
It'll be a warm salad.
Yeah.
So all
Yeah,
the things
or
in the salad
literally just
warmed up.
sautéed.
Sauteed kale instead of cold kale.
Or let's not get it twisted. We enjoy our pizza. We enjoy.
Yeah, every week. We literally can't get away. Every
I think
Friday we both just look at each other like, what should we eat?
Yeah, and we know what we're thinking. I think about pizza maybe a little too much. I love pizza.
It's so good.
I'm thinking about it right now.
Well, yeah. Now I want pizza followed by milk chocolate.
Wow.
And it's almost 10 p.m., so.
Wrap up the night.
Okay, my friends, if you didn't notice, so the candles are kind
Look
of
what we got.
eerie,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Like vampire Eerie. And then we have one little garlic clove, garlic bulb.
Yeah. Very good.
For vampires.
Because it cloves one individual.
Yeah.
Because as many of us know, and if you didn't know, it's one of the classic techniques to fend off a vampire. Garlic.
So here we go.
Let's get into it.
Let's dive in. History of vampires.
Vamps and zombs.
Jur Grando in Croatia described as a strigan, which is like a word they use over there, which was a local word for vampire and warlock after his death in 1656. So he was killed, and they started to call him basically what is now termed as vampire.
He was like a legend or something after his death, and everyone thought he was like a vamp.
Legend sounds like good. No, he wasn't good.
He was
like they started to call him that. But he was probably just sick because
he was just pale as hell because he had like
you just can't win.
He had like tuberculosis, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They had to get one of those doctors with the long like beaks.
Oh my God, it's scary.
You know what I'm talking
Can you
about?
imagine that's the last thing you see before you die of cholera?
Was it cholera?
Cholera?
I thought it was tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis.
I think there's a... Oh, you might be
I know
right.
cholera
TB was later.
was when you were coughing up blood. Cholera? Cholera.
I think cholera. Whatever. What was... Chime in if you know. What was the sickness where all the doctors wore like beaks and shit? You know, the masks?
What is tuberculosis? Like coughing?
It's like, isn't it an infection of the lungs?
Oh.
That's like, it causes like phlegm and stuff build up. I think bleeding eventually. Anyways.
I've said it once, I'll say it again. Living back then sucks. I would not want to live back then.
Doctors would wear beak masks.
You'd be rolling in pig mud, as we've talked about.
Pig mud. It stink.
Okay.
All right.
Vampires in media. In 1819, they first appeared in poetry through a publication of Polidori's The Vampire, inspired by a story told to him by Lord Byron.
Okay.
Do you know who Lord Byron is?
He was like a famous writer, wasn't he?
Very good.
Like British? Lord Byron.
Probably.
Yeah, he was a famous, I don't know if he wrote poems or like essays, but yes, I've heard of him. I remember reading about him.
Then we have Carmilla in 1871, which was the earliest example exploring themes of female vampires and sexuality. It was a Gothic novella by Irish writer, ironically, Sheridan Le Fanu.
Sounds like a French last name.
Le Fanu. It does.
Maybe she had was Sheridan a girl?
Yeah.
Maybe she had like a French mom, Irish dad or something.
Yeah.
It's got to be my guess. That's my guess. I'm sticking with it.
Then, of course, we have Dracula, who we all know and love. In 1898, this is the story by Bram Stoker.
This is what started it all.
Historical link to Vlad the Impaler, which if you haven't watched our episode on conspiracies, they say, well, not they say, the royals now are related to Vlad the Impaler, and that's why they think that King Charles could be a vampire. Even though,
obviously I don't know for sure, but technically Vlad the Impaler was just, or like allegedly, he just inspired the character. He was just like this bloodthirsty, like killer, right? Didn't he like thrive on killing people?
Well, like in war, like not just serial killer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like he quote unquote legally killed people, but he loved it, right?
Yeah, he loved it. Then Bram Stoker established many traits and tropes. Tropes isn't used enough, you guys. Let's bring it back, okay? I like tropes.
Let's bring it back. Doesn't trope mean like themes?
I'll have to look it up before I start using it, but you watch. I'm gonna bring it up. Tropes associated with vampires, including their supernatural abilities, nocturnal habits, and association with blood. He also brought it into Dracula has to bite them and then have them drink his blood for them to turn into a vampire.
Yes.
And he can be killed by sunlight.
And that's a class. Yeah, that's still that exact concept has stayed true in like many movies,
but many not. And I
it can go either way.
Let's go through them because I have them all.
That's true. Like some.
Well, don't talk about them.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting excited.
He's so excited.
I'm excited.
Then we have Nosferatu, which first was a movie in 1922. He doesn't transform into a bat. Like Dracula obviously turns into a bat. Nosferatu does not. But he has bat-like, rat-like features, long fingers, like a ratty little face.
Long nose.
Long nose. He kills his people by draining their blood, leading to their death. And he can also be killed by sunlight.
Mhm.
And then now there's the new Nosferatu, which...
With Bill Skarsgård.
Talk about it.
Well, allegedly, I don't want to... Well, if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's like truly... It's going to be one of like... it's going to be a modern classic. It's incredible. They stayed true to a lot of the storyline.
It's like film noir kind of, right?
Yeah. Oh my God. It's
cool.
It's directed by Robert Eggers, I believe, who also did like The Witch, which is a wild movie. And it's so, like Elyse said, it's like film noir. It's so like dark, and people say that like one of the characters of the movie is Shadows, because it's like plays such an important part in the whole movie. Like I can't even describe it. You just have to see it. But he did look different than the original Nosferatu. The Nosferatu's like Elyse said, kind of like a little more like was bald and a little more like ratty. Well, he was ratty too. Whatever. Apparently, he was modeled more off of what the original Vlad the Impaler was supposed to look like.
Oh.
Long mustache, kind of like like tall, like built but like super thin. He had the long fingers and stuff. So he does have similarities.
Like nails or fingers all together?
Fingers too, and nails. Like long fingers, long nails. The best scene in the movie, I think, or the best part of the movie is when you first meet him, because there's so much mystery around it, and they finally reveal him, and it's like, whoa. And the way they like mix his voice, and like Bill Skarsgård does an amazing job. And the
He's
way
such a scary person, like in a good way.
I mean, talk about a absolute resume. He was also freaking Pennywise.
Yeah.
Like that guy kills it.
In It.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not even doing it justice. Go just check it out. The new Nosferatu. I saw the old Nosferatu a while ago. I barely remember it, but obviously it's, from the 20s, so it's not going to be as like terrifying, but still imagine being in the 20s and seeing that. Then you'll understand. Sure.
Yeah. Then we have Buffy the Vampire. So we're moving ahead quite a ways. This is 70 years later. We have Buffy the Vampire Slayer in 1992. They don't turn into bats either, but they shapeshift into other forms like wolves, night panthers, bees, or mist, which the mist thing is cool.
Oh, yeah.
You must get bitten and then drink your sire's blood in order to change into a vampire. And they stay in the shadows or indoors by using magic to protect them. So they also have to stay out of the sun.
Yes. My brother and I were super into that. I don't remember many of the details, but I mean, I'm sure it's cheesy, but man, it was such a cool show. It was an 80s movie.
Oh, really?
I think so, yeah. The concept existed before the show. It might have been a comic. I feel like a dweeb. Maybe it was based on a comic. Not positive. But anyway, the show with Sarah Michelle Gellar and like I think Seth Green was in it, and it was like total teen. Like there was definitely like comedic aspects to it. It was a great show. I liked it.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. You never watched it?
No, never.
Were you not allowed, or did you not even like know about it?
I like heard about it, but it just wasn't really my orbit.
Yeah. It was on I think it was on WB.
Well, if it came out in 1992, like I was literally 1 year old, and then
yeah, we were watching that mad young. Obviously, it ran because I didn't watch it at 2 years old.
Yeah, I'm sure it like came out and then like kept running, but I was probably watching something. WB, I wasn't really into those shows as much as like Nickelodeon and Disney.
Oh wait, was the Buffy the original from 92, the movie, and then the show was later? Or no, you looked up.
I think the show.
Okay.
We'll have to talk about it next time if we don't. Are you looking it up?
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay. So I'll move on. Interview with a Vampire was in 1994. This is a movie. They also don't turn into bats, but
so 97. That makes more sense.
Okay, 97.
Sorry to cut you off. So I think you were right. The original movie, which wasn't Sarah Michelle Gellar, that was 92, and then the one with Sarah Michelle Gellar started in 97.
Okay.
Yeah, you're exactly right. 92 film starring Christy Swanson. She was a babe. Donald Sutherland was in it. Okay.
Cute.
Hilary Swank was in it. David Arquette. We got to watch this. Paul Rubens. Pee-wee Herman.
Oh.
Damn.
Okay, moving on.
Okay.
In Interview with a Vampire, they don't turn into bats, but they have superhuman strength, speed,
Yes.
and durability, as well as mind control. So that, well, I guess Dracula was mind controlling people.
Yes. Nosferatu has mind control too, I believe.
Okay.
So that's like a pretty common trait
Yeah.
of vampires. Cool.
Vampires drain human blood and then replace it with their own vampire blood. So that's how in that they change them.
They do like a blood transfusion?
I guess so. And ancient vampires can withstand small amounts of exposure to sunlight, whereas the others can't.
Ah.
So it's a little different.
I just looked up the synopsis. I saw that years ago and I forget. Viewers and listeners, that's with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt and Kirsten Dunst.
Fun. Is she a child?
Yeah, she's mad young. And apparently Tom Cruise like convinces Brad Pitt to they kind of have, I think it's almost like there's a bit of like romantic tension and convinces I think he convinces
Love.
Brad to become a vamp. And then he eventually finds out that like it's not all it's work, you know.
So he
chalked up
like
to be.
transfuses his blood with a vampire's blood?
I guess. I didn't know there was a whole like medical process to it.
Okay. Then we have
It's been a minute, y'all, on that one.
Blade 1998. Well, you can add all of these to your list.
Put this on your
and
watch
them.
list.
Yeah.
Now I want to watch these with you, babe.
Blade, it's a little different. Vampires are a branch of Homo sapient. So they like were just like how mermaids happened when we stood up. Vampires happened as well.
It all comes back to mermaids, babe.
It always does.
Blade. Oh, continue.
And are not affected by religious symbols like holy water and crucifixes. They don't turn into bats, but they can fly and they can turn into mist. And they're like creatures from another universe, basically.
Blade is amazing. I was obsessed with
Never
Blade.
seen that either.
Blade is like Wesley Snipes is like a vamp. He's part
I can
vampire.
picture him. He's in like a long leather trench coat.
Yeah. He's badass, and
he's part vampire.
He is. He's a vampire, but he teamed up with a guy with Willow. I think his name is Chris Christopherson. Is like the dude that helps him, and he gives him like medicine to help him not crave human blood. And then he hunts, because like the vampires in this specific world are like kind of bad. Like, you know, they're kind of sadistic, killing humans, all that. It's a very like dark, it's almost like Gotham. It's like a very like Batman-esque environment. And it's like also
rain
in the late 90s. So there's
puddles.
there's like techno, and it's almost got this like noir vibe to it. A lot of puddles. The literal first scene, I'm not giving this away because it's the first scene and you had literally over 20 years to see it. Wait, over 20 years? Yeah. I'm horrible at mental math. Watch the last episode. First episode, they're having this sick rave, and then they rain down blood out of the sprinkler system, and it's all vampires. It's sick.
Oh, I've seen that
You've
scene.
seen that scene?
Did you
It's
watch
iconic.
Blade recently?
I might have. And then Wesley Snipes comes down, and just like it's wild, and everyone's like drenched in blood. It's a pretty.
Or you just
dope
watched
scene.
it and told me about it. I think.
Maybe I told you about it.
Cool. Okay, moving on. Twilight. This is my vibe, you guys. Here we go.
This is all about
So the book came out in 2005, but the movie came out in 2008. They don't fly, but they're super strong and can run really fast. They sparkle in the sun, so they are able to go in the sun. Nothing happens to them. They just sparkle and shimmer. They're beautiful.
I just started watching that with Elyse last night. We didn't finish it because we had to do taxes. Screw you, IRS.
Literally. Boo.
And I was laughing because like that's the side effect.
He's like, look at me.
And he looks like amazing.
Yeah, he looks even better than he does in the shade.
It's freaking Robert Pattinson, like the handsomest guy in the world, just glistening. That's his like.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
So sorry, babe. We didn't get there yet, but they don't eat humans. They go hunting on animals, and like they have to do way more animals than they would a human.
The good ones.
Yeah, the
Because
Cullens.
the Cullens.
To keep them from eating human beings. But then the three that you saw, James,
The ones that killed the guy on the boat.
the guy with the
Sorry,
dreads,
spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
and Victoria,
Mhm.
they eat humans. And so
Once you go human, you'll never go back, I can imagine. Like
well, no, they have, but then they like choose the lifestyle of like living in harmony with humans.
Oh, they've tried human blood and they're like, hey, we
Pretty
don't
much all
wanna...
of them have, I think.
Well, I guess they're like ancient people, right? They've
Yeah,
been
they're
around
old.
for a while. Yeah.
She goes, "How long have you been 17?" He goes, "A while."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like that he's like not lying when
It's
he
quick.
says he's 17.
Yeah.
Because you get locked in, like
Locked in.
allegedly whatever age you turn at, that's the age you stay.
Yeah.
Continue.
And you either turn through bites or a blood transfusion.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, because the dad's a doctor.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah. Twilight is just so bad and so good. You know, like the books growing up, like were like my first thrill at like a romance novel. Like just
Sure, I
for
can see how
so
it's,
many.
it's steamy, but we watched probably the first maybe 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It's pretty cheesy.
So the movies,
pretty
it's funny
cheesy.
because, and like anyone who's seen them, you know this, like the first one sucks, but like it is what it is. And then by the fourth one, I think there's only 4. By the last one, it's literally like CGI and like everyone is like
really well done.
Hollywood done up. And it's just funny that it's like they're not supposed to change because they're vampires, but they literally like everything changes about them. They look so different because like they have a budget, even though you would think they would have a budget in the first one because it was like a massive book.
Maybe they were hesitant to commit budget wise.
Yeah.
Because it like could have gone either way. Even though it was cheesy, it was still a huge success, even the first one, right?
Oh,
because
huge.
Because the book was already so successful.
Yeah.
I mean, in their defense, the movie is obviously geared towards like teens. So like that genre, like it's like when we were watching Goosebumps, it's almost like a lot of it's purposely cheesy, which blows my mind.
Well, because when you're a teenager, you don't really see the cheesy as much because that's like your life is cheesy. Like you're cheesy when you're a teenager.
You're cheesy.
You think like so many things matter when they don't. Spoiler alert, if you're a teenager watching this, nothing matters that you think does.
Seriously. Yeah. It's so funny. And it's so... I remember watching something. I don't even remember what it was. And my grandma, Gigi, was like, oh, the acting's terrible. And I was a kid. She probably shouldn't have said that to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember being like, no. And I was like all gruffed. And now in hindsight, it was like, oh, yeah, you're right. It sucked.
It's even like when you're like a little stoned and you're watching something, you sit there and you're watching it. And it's like, these people are just like acting right now. That's like so weird. You know what I mean? Like I get in my head about it. I'm like, these are just adult people just like acting just right pretending. Now. Yeah.
I love it. It's true though. It's kind of a funny.
Obviously it's an art, concept. But like when I'm when I'm high, I'm like, this is so stupid. Okay. Moving along. We have so we're gonna blah.
What's going on?
Glitch.
Error.
We have 30 days. You were like an Italian robot just then.
Error. That's like a French.
French. Okay. 30 Days of Night in 2007. They don't go in the sun, obviously, because there is no sun. That's the whole premise.
Thing. It's in
Alaska. When
it's a great concept.
It's like real north where they don't get sun for like 30 days.
Yeah, 30 Days of Night. That is, I read it. That was a graphic novel, so it's based on that, and that's a cool movie.
It's a cool movie.
It's brutal.
It is, but like I'm not a horror girl and I'm not a gore girl, and I feel like they do it in a way that's like fine.
Well, it's Josh Hartnett too. It was just a heartthrob.
He's not my type.
Should be Josh Heartthrob.
Nice.
Really?
Maybe for you.
I mean, he was a heartthrob back in the day, though, wasn't he?
For losers.
For people like me, apparently. But yeah, Hartnett kills it.
So they do turn humans into vampires through a bite, but they are ordered not to turn and to just slaughter the town and then disappear. That was like their order as the vampires.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it seems like there is a distinction in different books, like we were talking about before. Certain ones, if you bite someone, they turn.
Right.
But other ones, you have to bite and then do some additional procedure.
Like drink the blood.
Either or let them drink you. That's like a big one. What was that? What did I just see that in? Whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah. It was in Abigail. You didn't see that one.
Oh, no.
Abigail's like with the little girl.
Yeah.
That one was sick. That's a newer one. Abigail, check it out. I don't want to give too much away.
I was under comedies in my Google search.
There's some comedic parts, but overall it's a pretty like brutal, like gory horror for sure. What's next?
Next we have Vampire Diaries.
Uh-oh.
Here we go again. So I never watched it when it was cool. I watched it last year.
You watched it?
It's
it
not cool
way
anymore.
Past its prime.
I was so ready for it to be done. Like it's so repetitive. Like if you've seen it, it's like the girl comes back again and then she's dead and then she comes back again. Or like they keep like letting go of their humanity. Like it's a switch that you can flip off.
Yes.
And then you're wild. And they just like kill everyone. And they're like, don't do it. Don't end your humanity. And they're like, I have to for the world. And then they're shitty for a while. And then like they come back and then somebody else is like, I need to lose my humanity to save humanity. And then they turn it on. And it's like, come on.
You know what it reminds me of? It seems like, so they set up these ground rules and then in order to just keep prolonging the writing, they're like really exploiting the rules. It reminds me of the Marvel Universe these days.
Yeah.
With the multiverse, where it's like, well, actually, Robert Downey Jr. is not actually dead. Oh, sorry, spoiler alert. Because of the multiverse. It's like the same thing where it's like, well, because their humanity's off, now they're bad.
Right.
And then I only watched it like intermittently, back to Vampire Diaries. People would die and then come back
They
and
get
then die.
staked in the heart, but if you pull the stake out, they come back.
Yeah,
to
like
life.
they would write in rules
Yeah.
purposely to bring characters back
Or like
in.
the witch will bring them back.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God.
So
It's
exhausting.
like you can't even like you like loses like the value of a character because you know they're gonna come back. You know what I mean?
was telling Slex when I was watching, I was like, these actors aren't allowed to do anything else ever because you literally have to be on retainer in case they decide to bring you back. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Like, let them die. Also, like Schitt's Creek, for example, incredible show, 6 seasons, I think, ended. They could have gone so much further with it. Everyone wanted them to go further with it. And they're like, this is great how it is. We're done. So many shows just keep going. And it's like, just freaking end. We're done. Like, you don't need any more. We don't need more of you. And then they had a spin-off show called The Originals.
Oh, the Vampire Diaries?
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch it?
No, I couldn't. But
Is it super long? You should watch it. You gotta.
I don't need to watch it. It's like
You're not
different
gonna do it.
characters. I don't need to see Klaus. I'm good. Vampire Diaries, they don't turn into bats. You need to die after getting bitten and then you turn. So literally you get bitten, then you die, then you come back, but you're a vampire.
So
it's different.
interesting. You have to die. But
You have to die.
if you die, will you always turn into a vamp? Like as long as you die and you were bitten?
Yeah.
Or were there people that like got bit and died and it's like, oh, they didn't come
No.
back? No.
No, you come back. And then they can walk in the light if they have a piece of jewelry from a witch that allowed it. So
Oh yeah, classic. They're
walking
like, well,
around.
we need some of these characters to be out in daylight. I got it. The witch.
the witch does everything for them.
All right, so that was
Vampire Diaries.
Vamp Die.
Oh, fun
Vamp Diaries.
fact. So we had a hurricane in Tampa
Good fact. Continue.
last year. Thank you. In October. And we had to it was actually crazy. Like, quick little riff about this. We pack everything up from outside and bring all our valuables with us. We leave 2 days before the hurricane's supposed to hit at 6 a.m. or something. And literally crisis mode. People are allowed to drive on the shoulders of the highways all the way out of Florida, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. So
Wouldn't recommend it. My dad got a flat tire, obviously, because he hit debris on the side of the road, but whatever. Traffic at 6 a.m. 2 days before the hurricane, terrible. Back to back, took us 8 hours or 10 hours to get to where we were going.
It's usually like a 4-hour drive or something?
Maybe 5 or
Maybe
something.
5.
Yeah, definitely a lot of, maybe it was 10 hours and it was supposed to be 6, something like that. We booked the last Airbnb I could find that was in Georgia, and found out it wasn't dog friendly. And we had my dad, my sister, and us. So we had
I thought it was dog friendly, but only for a
No.
minute. No, not at all.
No, not at all.
My God.
And it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dogs, a cat, and a bunny. We obviously didn't tell them about the cat and the bunny anyways,
Oh,
but
yeah, we had
5
Pip.
freaking dogs. And we didn't tell them about one of the dogs because my sister's, one of her dogs, Beamer, is like such a tiny little thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm so sorry. We're trying to like escape this hurricane. Can we still stay there with 3 dogs? And they were so sweet. It was the cutest house I've ever lived in my life. Like, amazing.
It was so cute.
And it was in Covington, Georgia.
Yeah, now she's tying it in. This has a point.
Tying it in. We get to Covington. I'm like, oh, this is so cute and old because obviously Georgia in general is old.
Like, so charming.
Literally, we get inside and I'm like, wait a freaking second. And it's literally where they filmed all of Vampire Diaries. So they have like the Mystic Grill is now a restaurant there that is where like they always go hang out in Vampire Diaries. The town square is there.
There was like that.
The houses, multiple people's
mansion.
houses, like 3 or 4 of the houses are all there. And you can just walk the streets. It's so safe. It was around Halloween, so it was like really cute with pumpkin patches. Covington, Georgia. Check it out. It is like the most
So sick.
adorable town ever. We're definitely going to go back this year, like 100%.
They also shot some of Stranger Things there. It's just like a really like picturesque town for like small town scenes. So like even other places, other movies and shows have been shot there just because it's like a really unique looking place.
Yeah.
And side note, Covington, like we could have went to places that were further south and closer to Florida, but everything was sold out.
Yeah.
That like could accommodate. So we had to go because Covington's like not right on the border. It's pretty far north.
No, it's literally hours past. Yeah.
It's like almost central.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite because Georgia's a big state, but it's pretty north. But it was a happy accident because Covington's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah.
Elyse was freaking out, and I didn't recognize any of the shit, but she's like, "Oh my God." It was cute.
It's Tyler Lockhart's house.
Yeah.
Then we have, oh, and it's funny too, side note, there were like all these people with like literally Vampire Diaries shirts on that were like scouting out every single
Yes,
place.
like super
it's such a like
fans.
cute, nerdy spot to go.
There was like a couple. We had a drink at the Mystic Grill.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a couple that you could tell they were on a date, and the dude knew all the places, and the girl was like the super fan, and he was like showing her around.
It was
and I was
hot for her.
Yeah, and
Ooh. You could tell she was like, ooh.
Yeah,
guy.
she was head over heels for this guy. This guy knocked it out of the park.
Yeah. I hope they're
I was
married
like, get
now.
some big dog. Yeah.
I hope he got some. Then we so we're gonna end at Vampire Diaries. But Vampire Bats, the name does come from the vampire myth. So what came first, the chicken or the egg? The vampire came before the bat.
Interesting.
And
we were
they named it that because they feed on blood, the vampire bat.
Sure. Honorable mentions.
Honorable
Just quick
mentions.
rip through them.
Go for it.
The little vampire.
So cute.
Elyse, I saw it so long ago, I barely remember, but Elyse loved it, right?
Jonathan Liplicki?
Something like that. You're
From
the
Stuart
little
Little.
kid with the glasses and the spiked hair. He was in Jerry Maguire, Stuart Little.
And he wants to be a vampire because he becomes friends with a vampire family because his family moves to
but he
like
wears
Ireland.
fangs, right?
He puts like little pieces of paper in and he goes,
Yeah.
and it's so cute. And they jump on this like big blow up like blimp
Oh shit! I remember that
Remember
scene.
them jumping?
Why are they on a blimp?
because he can fly. So he flies them up
goes with-
there.
Yeah, they're homies, and then isn't the vampire's parents are like pissed that he's friends with?
No, the
a
vampire
human.
parents are like hot and like
they're
sexy
chill?
and like, oh, you have a new friend. But the brother is like needs to wear a muzzle because he's
Oh,
like
he's a dick.
crazy.
Yeah.
And then the daughter like loves him and reads him poetry. She loves Jonathan Liplicki.
like loves.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Cute.
And there's like an amulet, and they need to like save the amulet or they're
Damn,
gonna die.
so you really remember it.
Blah blah. Yeah, I'll never forget.
So cute. Renfield was a cool one.
It's a good one.
It's when
Nick Cage,
and Nicholas Holt,
Mm.
I think, who's also it's Nicholas Holt, who's also in he does an
Nosferatu?
amazing job in Nosferatu. Nicholas Holt is Nick Cage's familiar It's a fun one.
It's really fun. And
It's fun.
he's like over being so a familiar is like a vampire's slave, pretty much.
Yeah, like
they
they
have to do
run all
everything
the
for them.
errands. They help, when a vampire like can't do things during daylight. They pretty much, like you said, they're their servant. Like
With the hope of being turned into a vampire.
exactly one day, but the common thing is that the vampire strings the familiar along pretty much forever, as because that's just how it goes. And it's like in What We Do in the Shadows, Guillermo.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen What We Do in the Shadows, it's a movie we haven't seen, but the show is awesome.
Yes, sorry to those who love the
So
movie.
funny.
I can't believe we haven't seen the
We'll
movie.
see it.
But the show is freaking dope.
The actors are incredible. It's hilarious. They can go out in the oh no, they can't go out in
They
the
can't go
sun.
in the sun.
But they're just like their accents and like their storylines. It's ridiculous. It's literally ridiculous. And they'll say bat, and then they'll turn into a bat and fly away.
They're pretty true to like all of them. They're super fast. They can do mind control. They can do bat.
Strong.
They drink. They don't really get into turning people. They must have to do because they drink blood all the time. And
He promises Guillermo that he will turn him so
But he
like
never
they
does.
can. Yeah.
but his homie does. Well, oops, spoiler alert. We're giving a lot of We should do like a spoiler warning on this.
Slash, it's not going to ruin anything.
Yeah,
You
you're
should
fine.
still watch it.
Dark Shadows is another fun one. That's Tim Burton
Johnny Depp, obviously.
with Johnny. I honestly, we saw that like maybe a year or two ago, and I forget the plot, but I remember really liking it.
It's like a vampire comes back and lives with his family nowadays, but he's from like the 1800s.
Oh yeah, doesn't he fall in love with like a human or no?
Probably. It's probably Helen.
Helena Bonham Carter.
Literally.
Yeah, right. And then Salem's Lot, which was like a Stephen King book, which I listened to on audio, and it's fire. And then it was a movie in, I think, the 70s, but they just did a remake, which it wasn't amazing, but I think it's still worth a watch. I think there's some really cool parts and some like great scenes, some cool cinematography.
Slex, how would you kill a vampire?
How would I kill a vampire? Multiple ways.
It's on the sheet if you need it.
Stake to the heart.
Boom.
Like crucifix. I don't know if like prolonged exposure could kill them with that, and then obviously UV rays in the sunlight. Holy water.
Mm-hmm.
Did I miss anything? Would it kill them though?
They say.
Yeah. Garlic is a classic.
Also, there's like sterling silver is bad for.
No, that's werewolves.
Oh.
Usually.
I think in Vampire Diaries, though, it's also
Really?
probably.
People always bend the rules.
But the witch
Oh.
can fix it.
Vampire Diaries bends all the rules.
Every rule.
Anyways,
Great. So that's our
vamps.
Zhuzh on vamps.
And I think, there's so much to be said about vamps, so please comment. Let's talk. I love talking vamps. Next, zombies. Second but not least, zombies.
A little history of zombies. They were automatons that lacked free will and speech, and it was rooted in Haitian folklore and voodoo to start.
So it wasn't necessarily undead at first. It was people sometimes under like spells that were just pretty much slaves, right?
No, they were still dead.
Oh, they're still dead.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what? Is it automaton or auto? Is that what that means? A dead person? The best part about this show, we don't know anything.
We don't know anything.
Love it.
So White Zombie came out in 1932. It was a movie. A young man falls in love with this woman and goes to this evil witch doctor who will basically kill her and bring her back as a zombie for this man to take her away from her fiance.
Interesting.
But instead, he falls in love with her, the doctor does, and turns her into a zombie slave. This man also takes men from their graves as his slaves. He takes her for himself, and they call them ghouls in this movie. And the ghouls eat flesh.
What a morbid film for 1932.
Yeah.
I bet the people, I've never seen White Zombie, and I really want to now. I bet the people were losing their minds when this came out.
Oh,
This
I'm
was
sure.
probably rated X
Literally.
back then. So do you know, I assume, you might not know. So he made this woman, the doctor made the woman his slave because he fell in love with her.
Mhm.
And then fed her flesh, I assume, to keep her. Yeah. That's crazy though. I love it.
Then we have Night of the Living Dead.
Ooh.
In 1968, which got a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. I feel like that's interesting to mention because it's a movie from the 60s, but you should watch it because it seems almost perfect. It's a reanimation of the dead from radiation fallout from a space probe returning from Venus. They also call them ghouls versus zombies. They're fast-moving, flesh-eating, and the zombies will bite and infect the living, who then die and return as zombies.
Yeah, so compared to vampires, I think zombies, it's more uniformly like when you get bit, you are infected, usually. It's like the venom or saliva has some type of infection in it.
And it's more infection than it is like a blood disease almost.
Yeah, it's usually like, like you said, it's either like seems like radiation, some of it's like a chemical issue, and then we'll get into another reason later. Hello.
Then we have...
I've never seen Night of the Living Dead. I'm sad to say.
You should watch it.
I'd love to watch it. A lot of these, I've been playing, truth be told, I love horror movies and I've seen a bunch of them. But I'm playing catch up because for years I never really watched them because like my family wasn't really into them. So
your family still isn't into
them. Yeah. So I like didn't really have like any like kind of like way to do it. And then years later I kind of got into them. So I'm sheepish because I still need to like school myself on all these old ones. So let's do it. Yeah.
A movie in the 60s can't be that scary, so I'm down. Then we have Dawn of the Dead. The first one came out in 78. This was a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, so I also think that's interesting.
Yeah, what's up?
This is the first time that the term zombie was used. It doesn't mention where it comes from, like where they're turning from, but they are flesh-eating, and it's from like a mysterious plague.
Yes. And then to piggyback off that, there was a remake of Dawn of the Dead in like 2004, I think, by Zack Snyder, the same guy who did like 300 and Watchmen.
The new Batman. No, the Justice League?
Justice League, yep. Called it. And I think one of the Batman, the one with Ben Affleck, whatever. Baller director. And the newer Dawn of the Dead, insane. And they're like very aggressive. And it's the same thing. There's some type of like outbreak. Yeah. And they're like so intense. Very good.
Could I watch it or would I hate it?
There might be some jump scares, but I feel like a lot of the zombie movies, there's a crossover between like horror and like action. Mm-hmm. And it's like there's problem solving too, because a lot of it's like we need to get from here to there. Yeah. It's kind of like The Walking Dead, you know what I mean? And you have to like figure it out you might like it. And it's like gory, but you don't, if there's a purpose to it, you don't mind gore, right? Ish. Anyways, next.
Next, we have Evil Dead, which is, you talk about it.
This is the one that I was implying that's like kind of a cool outlier from a lot of the other zombie ones because it's like they're undead, but it's like a possession movie or a series where you it's like the whole concept. It was like an evil spirit gets kind of released from like a cursed scripture, and then it takes on like a body form and pretty much is seeking out the next victim in perpetuity until you can like kill it. And I think the only way to do it is like either dismemberment or burning the body. It's pretty intense. But yeah, apparently I was reading about it. I, again, haven't seen the first Evil Dead, which I'm sheepish about. I saw the remake, the 2013 remake, which is insane.
Dismemberment,
like all limbs removed.
Oh, I thought it meant like
you get kicked out of the club.
No, like member.
Well, that's one of the members. You gotta pull the thing
all
off.
All five members.
5 limbs. But yeah, it's like
you have to rip their dick off to make them die.
Yeah. It's a super scary concept because it's like this unstoppable force, that's fueled by like demonic forces. And there was a whole series. The original one was was banned from like multiple countries because it was so intense. It's rated NC-17. I think since then it's been, you can watch it. And then there was a whole series with Bruce Campbell, and then they did the remake, and then they did Evil Dead Rise, which I think is sick. But anyways, yeah. So that one's pretty wild.
Then we have 28 Days Later in 2003. It's an incurable virus that spreads throughout the UK, and a handful of survivors try to find a sanctuary.
Yeah, this, in my opinion, might be the best zombie movie of all time, and one of the top horror movies.
My sister's in it.
Oh, yeah. Starring Cillian Murphy.
People say that my sister looks like Cillian Murphy because she has like gorgeous blue eyes and really dark hair. She'll be on here eventually.
She literally has a similar facial structure to Cillian Murphy.
So people literally come up to her. She's an awesome bartender, and people will come up to her at the bar and be like, you know who you look like? And she'll be like excited because she used to get Megan Fox a lot. And so, but it's changed now to where people don't really say Megan Fox as much, and they just tell her that she looks like Cillian Murphy, which is like obviously a man, but he's like a beautiful man.
Beautiful man, an amazing actor, one of the best. But yeah, I mean, it's directed by Danny Boyle, who also did like Slumdog Millionaire and like Sunshine and a bunch of shit, and it's like freaking amazing, and it's so like raw and like the color correction. I mean, I could geek out on it all day, and they're like really aggressive zombies, like scary, like so fast. It's like rage. They're like rageful. It's like it's very scary.
You know, Slex says like we say like we don't know anything, but he literally knows so many like directors and actors' names, and like literally talk to him about movies ever, and he like knows so many things.
It's all relative. It's like you know a lot about what you know, and then you don't know shit about what you don't know.
True. Or like artists, like we'll play a game in car rides where I'll play a song and he has to guess the artist and the song title, and he knows everything from every genre, from every decade. It's crazy.
Give or take, but thank you. Thanks, babe.
You're smart, babe.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You're smart.
Well, okay, so then we have Walking Dead, which we honestly have only watched one episode, but it obviously like took...
I watched a few back in the day.
Took the best show of all time on HBO for like years and years and years. This started in 2010. It's actually the man in Love Actually who holds up all the signs and tells his best friend's wife that he loves her, which like looking back, it's like, that's kind of fucked up, guy.
Yeah, why'd you do that, guy?
He is the main character in Walking Dead. This is when humans who are bitten or scratched become walkers. Then they're called walkers in this themselves.
That makes it so sketch.
Unless their brain is severely damaged. Anyone who dies will become reanimated, suggesting that all living humans carry a pathogen responsible for the mutation that turns humans into walkers. So like no one's safe unless you're brain dead, pretty much.
Wow.
Ooh.
Cool. Yeah. Again, I'm sheepish we haven't watched it, but it's like in this day and age, like when Walking Dead started, is like you had to start it because now it's like
going back
there's so many seasons. Aren't there like 12?
And like a lot of episodes in every season.
I started when in college I watched, it was when you still had to get the DVDs. I would like rent them and I watched like the first season, but then forgot it all. And then didn't we watch like one or two episodes?
Yeah, I wasn't into it, honestly.
The first episode's amazing. What are you talking about? Where it's like the girl who's a zombie and the guy's got a... Whatever. Yeah, Walking Dead. Shout out.
World War Z, based off a book from 2006, the zombie virus, Solanum.
Another virus one, yeah.
Was unearthed during the construction of the Three Gorges Dam in China, infecting a small boy. Then was passed through human trafficking, organ trade, and emigration.
Wow.
So people already sick. Oh, and people already sick don't get it. And that was like the whole thing at the end is that once, if you're already sick, they won't even smell you. And that's how they like beat it in the end.
Yeah.
Sorry, but like you had time.
Yeah. So the movie's pretty damn good, but you read it or you read...
Couldn't get through it, but yeah, I got through some of it.
She didn't love the book, which I was surprised about because she loves like all that fantasy stuff. I thought the book was amazing. It's been a minute, but it's laid out in like journal form, and people
like
write
interview
form, and all different types of people from different parts of the world are talking about their points of view as to what happened, like different instances, like
when it started to spread,
and like there's like military logs, and I thought it was like so freaking cool.
Yeah. And once you're bitten, a person transforms in as little as 12 seconds after like seizing. So that's like real fast.
So it's different because there's some that like take a while. Like I think
Mhm.
Dawn of the Dead, depending how bad the wound is, it could take like a few days. Like you start to get sick and then you turn. So that's pretty crazy.
You're cute.
Why? Thanks.
I'm a little drunk. I had a salad at first watch like hours ago. And that's it.
It
All
was her
bad.
one salad of the day. Don't forget.
Can't have another salad. Okay. Honorable mentions: Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Classic. I was
Fun
obsessed
fact: when I used to dance, I was a dancer when I was like 2, 3, 4, 5.
with that. You did Irish dance.
Oh, when I was in high school.
Little Irish dance, yeah.
But every year the teenagers who were scary anyways when you're young would come out and walk through the aisles and like zombies, and then they would all go up and walk to the stage and do the Thriller dance, like the original Thriller dance.
That's dope.
But I was like so young that it was every time I started to hear the music, I'd like literally go into PTSD and have like a mental breakdown. And for a few years, I got to go up to my parents and I would like hide like under the chairs because I was so scared. Yeah.
Didn't you recognize the kids? Like,
no, dance classes, you like go in for the hour and you leave. You don't like
you don't
mingle.
know the and they're older too, right?
Yeah, they're already scary.
Yeah, they're intimidating.
It was so scary.
My question is this.
Yeah.
Why would they fucking do it every year? That's like, it's stale.
It was like
I feel
the
like
thing.
I know, but as a
You
parent,
did piano every year in
different
talent
songs.
shows.
I didn't play Thriller by Michael Jackson
Piano's
every year.
piano when you go to talent show.
When you're tinkling the keys, there's no telling what you could do.
We also have Zombieland, which is with
Zombieland's fun.
Eugene.
Jesse Eisenberg, Eugene Eisenberg, Emma Stone.
I don't really like
Abigail
him.
Breslin.
Thoughts?
It's like he plays his characters perfectly, and it's usually like an unlikable, like either like a nerd or like a condescending dick.
So it makes me think that that's who he is in real life.
I think he kind of is. I've seen like interviews, but I'm torn on him. I'm not obsessed with him, but I don't mind him.
Like Facebook, what was that? The Social Network?
The Social Network.
He's a terrible person. And I know he's playing a character, but he plays it so well that it's like, you're that.
But I thought you loved Now You See Me or whatever. What's it called? You Don't See Me.
You Don't See Me.
The magic one. What's it called?
Oh.
You love that one.
He's a dick in that one too.
Yeah, he's a dick.
Yeah, like count the cards.
He's like,
What's that one called?
No, it's called Now You See Me, I thought. It's called Count the Cards. Count the cards, 1, 2, and 3.
He's a dick in that one too. I think he screws everybody over.
He's like condescending. Yeah.
Santa Clarita Diet, which is a show that we loved.
Dude,
with
talk
Drew
about
Barrymore.
Yeah, and Timothy Oliphant.
No one
knows Timothy the Elephant. No one knows how to say his last name.
It's
Timothy
such a cute
Oliphant.
show.
It snuck under the radar. I feel like no one watched it.
Yeah.
And it is hilarious.
It's so good. Basically, you don't know why, but she turns into...
Don't you find out or not?
No, you never do. She just like is showing a house.
Are you sure?
Because they're both realtors. That's what it said online.
Okay.
And she dies but comes back to life, but she's a zombie pretty much. And so like it's her family trying to like feed him, her husband trying to like feed her and keep her like safe because he wants to keep her around forever.
Yeah, it's like a really like, it's a dark comedy, but it's like,
it's so good.
It's really well done. It's funny.
Then we have The Last of Us, which is based on a video game, but it's now a show, like a huge show on HBO where mushrooms, which this is actually real, mushroom strains, certain mushroom strains can actually get into the brains of ants and control them to... They're called zombie ants. Control them to spread the mushroom spores. And so they start to take over their environment. This is about them taking over humans, and basically they have like, it's kind of like in Pirates of the Caribbean where they like become the ship and they like look all scary with like shells and things on their faces. It's like the same thing where the mushrooms like become their heads. And they like they click.
You're talking about the ants?
No, the people.
Oh, yeah.
In the show. And I think they're called like clickers or something. That's not right. But they click and
they have like a name.
They attack, and basically it's the mushrooms taking over the world through human.
Don't give too much away if someone hasn't seen it.
That's not giving
I
anything
think
away.
everyone knows.
It's all about like will they survive? Will they? Won't they survive?
Fun fact: my friends are gonna kill me. I still haven't seen Last of Us, but I'm gonna fit because Last of Us season 2 isn't out yet, right?
It's coming out like this Sunday.
I gotta binge watch.
Get on it.
Gosh.
We have Life After Beth, which was a really cute movie about Audrey Plaza being a vampire or a zombie and coming back and
that one's funny.
Really, really, really funny. You should definitely watch it. And then Dusk Till Dawn. You wanted to talk about?
Dusk Till Dawn is a Robert Rodriguez movie from like the 90s with like George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino and Selma Hayek. And it's like, it's honestly like in certain ways a little like cheesy and campy, but it's got like a cult following. And it's like about this like these two like outlaws that kidnap a family and then they end up going to this biker bar and everyone's a vampire. So it like turns.
Vampire.
Oh, vampire, not zombies.
Oh.
Sorry. Yeah, it's this vampire one. Sorry. Did I say it was a zombie one?
Maybe not.
Nah, whatever. But anyways, Dusk Till Dawn vibes. Vampires.
That sounds fun. So I looked it up. You can't become a zombie, so don't worry about it. Reanimation is impossible because once you die, your cells and bodily functions irreversibly break down, so you can't come back.
That's great to know. But I was telling Elyse, the whole point of being a zombie is that it defies that
right. So you
physics
could be.
and logic. So you could be, but like by all science means, you can't.
But science only knows what science knows. So science could know if it happens.
Science might not know. Oh, to that point, can I just say one thing? I saw something.
So next.
I saw something cool about like when you're dead, not to get morbid, but like, so you would think that if someone, this is just what I saw on the internet. Don't quote me on it. You would think that if someone dies and you're trying to get into your phone, you can use their finger to get in, like with their thumbprint. Apparently phones respond to like the natural electricity within your body. So if you are dead, it won't work. And furthermore, apparently if you try to do the face recognition with someone who's dead, same thing. The phone is programmed to like, there's like minor twitches in your face. You can't be completely still when you're alive, apparently. So you can't get into a dead person's phone using their interest. Apparently, saw it on the internet, so
that's
you know
really
it's true.
Cool.
Yeah,
that means that's how powerful your energy is as a human being, like a living being. Like your energy is so powerful that even technology knows like you are a living being.
Well, think
and
about
it radiates off of you.
Unless you have special gloves, like you can't do it because it needs to be touching. That's like that contact because it's like I guess the vibrations of your skin.
That's very cool. Ways to kill zombies.
Yes.
So this is back in the day. Feeding it salt reminds it of the earth and returns it to its grave. That's through like the voodoo Haitian folklore.
Easy. Just feed a zombie salt and you're chill.
Literally, if you fed me salt, I'd be like, boop, here I am.
What do you mean?
Like if I was like a crazy monster and you fed me salt, I'd be like, oh yeah, I love salt.
That's true.
I love salt.
You're a salt zombie.
Yeah.
Big salt zombie over here.
What else sucks?
What do we got? They follow their master to the death. So that's only in the case that you're like, that's another classic one.
Mm-hmm.
That's only in the case that you're like bonded to someone as a zombie.
So in like in White Zombie, that's
in
what
White
happens.
Zombie, pretty much. And then the more common ones are you got to shoot them in the head or decapitation, or as in Evil Dead, I think it's either you burn them or full dismemberment. This is such a morbid episode.
They're not real. It's okay. Okay, so now we're going to play How Well Do You Know Your Partner, or HWDYKYP. I think I have it memorized now.
I should know.
So first, Slex, if you were in a zombie apocalypse, what would your weapon of choice be? Don't say it. Write it down.
Okay. I'm excited about this one. Can it be multiple weapons?
I think I know. No, he's writing too many things. I'm wrong. Zoot.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Dual wield auto pistols.
Oh.
I would want, you know how you can like mod out handguns to be automatic? You see
No.
in like movies, but apparently you can do that. I would want, I know that's, I'm counting as one. I'm counting it as one weapon. I would want one in each holster, and then I would want like clips, like Rambo style. And then I would ideally want some type of physical thing too, either like an axe or, you know.
All right, so I'm kind of right with the axe.
That would be my secondary weapon.
Yay.
Yeah. I would want an axe,
we
but
went
I would want one of
camping
those
and-
axes with the like pick on the other side
Nice.
too, like the
So you
double
could go,
side. Yeah, exactly.
yeah. We went camping and he just like yielded a yaks.
Just imagine though, freaking being like this, like easy.
Sick.
You would want the handgun because they're more you know, they're not as heavy. You can like maneuver better with them. I want handguns. Anyways,
Okay, next.
she doesn't care.
Me, if I were a vampire, what would my favorite part be?
Ready?
Three, two, one. Sparkle skin.
Sparkle skin. Oh, young and hot forever.
Aw.
I wrote it horribly. But,
Yeah, it looks insane.
you can't even read it. Sparkle skin? That's only Twilight specific.
And that's all I care about.
You want sparkle skin. Damn
Young
it.
and hot forever. I mean,
Young and hot forever.
my
I
favorite
thought that's
part.
what you'd want.
I mean, yeah, if I have to live forever, I want to be hot forever, obviously. But I feel like I don't want to live forever in any circumstance ever.
so you're saying that wouldn't be your favorite part?
Right. I want an end. I don't want to keep doing
I
this.
gotcha.
They're all always like so like bitter because like their loved one
They've
from
been
like
around for- yeah.
1600 died.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh,
Do
no
we,
thank
do we
you.
find out, not to spoil for the viewers, do we find out actually when Edward was born and all that in the books?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is it like the 1800s?
I don't remember.
It's like 1980. It's like not that long
Doesn't
ago.
Rosalie? I think Rosalie changes him. Who's one of the vampires?
Okay. I'll find out later.
I think she changes him. And then Carlisle is like the dad because he like finds all of them and like helps them out.
Oh, he's like a good man.
You gotta
mean the
watch all the
doctor?
movies, baby.
Dr.
Yeah.
Carlisle?
Yeah. Dr.
Okay.
Carlisle. Okay, next. Slex. If you
Slexy
were a
there.
vampire, what would your ideal meal be? So what kind of human are we searching?
Okay, ready?
3, 2, 1.
Shitty person. Oh,
Drunk
close.
dudes. Because you could get alcohol buzz from the blood.
That's a good guess.
And Slex loves alcohol.
Yeah. It'd be a dual thing because they'd have alcohol
They'd be
in their
shitty because they
bloodstream.
are drunk.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Well,
You would search out shitty people to kill?
yeah. Well, it's similar to it's in Santa Clarita Diet. Remember, he's like
Yeah,
only
true.
targeting, and also you know that's also in Let the Right One In, another great vampire movie. I feel like I'd feel so guilty that I would, if I had to eat human blood, I would search for people that, not to say they deserve to die, but like it's less of a concern to me. That'd be
Well,
my thing.
also, like, I feel like you're such an empath now. Like, he's not a vegetarian, but he's basically a vegetarian that, like,
Not quite.
you're not going to go hunting, like, bunnies and deer and stuff. You're going to,
No, I'd rather
So
kill
you'd
a
rather
human
kill
than like a deer.
a drunk guy leaving a sports bar.
I'd rather kill like
get a buzz.
yeah, like a stupid, misogynistic, arrogant drunk guy than like a cute deer.
Yeah, obviously.
Any day.
Yeah. Last one. So we haven't gotten a single one right.
These are tough.
Last one.
These are so tough.
If I were to randomly become a zombie, like what would have done it? Like what idiotic place would I have been in where I would have been turned into a zombie? Or an accident I would have had.
Okay. Wow. This is hilarious. It's like it could be literally anything.
I actually have the perfect answer, but there's no way he'll ever get it. There's no way. Because this is literally how I would turn into anything ever.
Okay, I guess.
3,
Ready?
2, 1.
At a show.
I was going to say at a show, but no, stepped in zombie sweat at camp.
And it like gets in your cut or something on your foot.
I step in sweat every class I teach.
Every day.
They're all heated, and I think it keeps my immune system like hyped up, but it's disgusting.
It keeps you
It's gross.
keeps you tough, baby.
My
I was
friends
thinking,
that
like-
take my classes at camp, I want you to remember that when you sweat on the floor, your girl's stepping in it. So,
Yeah, so stop sweating on the floor.
you don't even have to stop sweating it. Just like
Wipe it down.
wipe it down.
Wipe it down, Hoss.
Wipe it down, Hoss.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Fact or fiction? Don't look.
Oh wait, let me just say mine.
Oh yeah.
I like pictured you're like at a Rufus. It's like in a movie. You're at a Rufus show and someone got turned and they're like, it's like there's so many people.
In the bathroom.
Yeah, or something, or someone bumps into you, like, and you're like, hey, like what the hell? And then they just go.
I literally was thinking
Oh,
show.
really?
Yeah, so we'll count that.
Okay.
We got one.
All right.
Okay. Fact or fiction? Slex Allen.
Okay.
Vampire disease, or porphyria, shares similar traits to vampire folklore, including the fact that the mental state people that have this disease are in affects them to not be able to look in the mirror. Similar to vampires.
That's so strange. I'm gonna say fact.
Woohoo! Nope.
Really?
Fiction.
Damn it. Is it more
But-
so like a disease of the blood or something?
Garlic actually triggers attacks and pain.
Mm.
So they stay away from garlic.
It's called porphyria. Porphyria.
Porphyria. Porphyria. Porphyria.
Porphyria. Huh.
And photosensitivity. So they have pale skin and they pee blood. So that's why they started to think of like vampires as drinking blood and stuff.
They pee blood. That's interesting.
Yeah. So it's like the blood thing.
That's where people like kind of like deduced.
drink blood,
yeah,
pee blood.
It all kind of relates.
Mhm.
I couldn't imagine being back in the day having that disease. They'd automatically burn you at the stake.
So
A
sad.
vampire.
So actually, this disease also runs in the family of the royals.
No.
Mm-hmm.
They are vampires. Burn them at the stake. Go.
Burn them at the stake. Go. Go. So that's it. That's all we have on vampires and zombies for now.
Honestly, we're done, and this was kind of a long episode, but thanks for coming on the journey. I think this is a very special episode.
If
How-
anything, we gave you like a bunch of things to watch.
Yeah. Watch list. I mean, honestly, we should like follow up with the watch list.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say was we literally could have made this 2 episodes in hindsight.
True.
It's kind of fun, though. They're related.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities. They're both dead. So,
Well, yeah, I guess. Well,
Mhm.
they're undead. Are vampires
oh yeah,
technically dead?
like coming back from dead.
Yeah. Some vampires never die. They're just immortal. But I get what
But
you're
they
saying.
died to come back
Not always.
to be vampires. Not always.
Not always. But I get what you're saying.
Thank you.
Similar. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us on this journey. We won't be releasing a new episode next week because we will be in Portugal. We're going to Portugal with Chris's parents.
So
Oh, sorry, Slex's parents.
Slex's parents, yes, my mom and dad. So please enjoy, rewatch all the episodes, and we'll see you.
Yeah, use it to catch up.
We'll see you the following week. Thanks so much, y'all. We don't know anything.
Love ya.
Love you. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.